we are all systems go for the interview with Heather Strang, the brilliant novelist, writer of The Quest, which will become a feature film directed by myself. So Heather, thank you so much, first of all. And, you know, we are, I kind of set this up. I know Heather can't really see it, but I kind of set this up as, like a fireside chat. So first and foremost, just tell us a little bit about Heather Strang.
Yeah, that's a loaded question, Lee. You have no idea.
I'm sure.
So, I'll give you a little of the backstory. I grew up in rural Oregon and in sort of an extremist fundamentalist household. And I remember looking around, living in a lot of chaos at like 10 years old and being like, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to write and I'm going to do something totally different with my life. And I did. And so I've been writing professionally for the past 10 years, but definitely had a big wake-up call about 5 years ago. And that prompted me to go see John of God and really set me on a new course. And I began practicing energy medicine. So I now facilitate healing groups and work one-on-one with clients and then write my novels. I'm working on novel 2 as we speak.
Awesome. Congratulations. So tell us a little bit about now this first novel, The Quest, for people who are just watching for the first time and don't really know anything about the story. So tell us about the novel.
Okay, well, I was actually driving back from seeing my favorite author and speaker, Esther Hicks, and as I was driving home, the entire storyline to The Quest downloaded into my consciousness. So as much as I would love to take total credit for this was sort of divinely inspired.
I love that.
And The Quest is the tale of desire and magic, but also of Catherine, the main character, on the search for her true love and just really trying to figure out. She has everything else figured out. She's a freelance writer in Portland, so you may notice some similarities.
Having it all figured out, right? That's
yeah, exactly.
That's the theme.
And so she's on this quest to find her true love and find the one. And all the sort of pitfalls and sabotage and things she faces along the way. And it's really heightened by a prophecy that she receives from a psychic, which she takes very seriously and sort of is determined to make that prophecy come true in the form that it was given to her. So it's a really great look at how we often look outside of ourselves and listen to other voices instead of the voice within that's guiding us.
Awesome. So now I think you touched on it a little bit. So tell me about Heather Strang's relationship to this main character, Catherine, in the novel, because it is a fictional tale, of course.
Yes, totally fictional.
Completely fictional.
I did actually receive a psychic prophecy that gave me the name and the career and how many kids we would have of a man. And a week later, I met this man. And that really spun me out into a whole journey. And so a lot of what Catherine faces is a lot of what I went through. She goes to John of God, which I did. And so there's a lot of parallels there. She's a freelance writer in Portland, obviously. That was my role at that time in my life. And so it was really fun to see how this information came in, but to showcase that this questing for love and this need to find the one is really about something so much deeper and bigger. And so that was really part of my personal journey, and it was really fun to integrate and create this character, Catherine, that was sort of like me with some of my sisters. I'm the oldest of 5 girls, so it was really fun to create these characters that really resembled what I had been going through. And Catherine's 30 in the novel, and so that was really what I was going through at age 30.
So there's something you just touched on that I wanted to kind of expand on a little bit, and that was the about the quest itself, and that how so many people are at least a lot of women find themselves like this story is very universal. And that's one of the things that attracted me to it. It's very universal, and both men and women will identify it because it's traditionally. Or more commonly known that men are sort of addicted to like the conquest. When it comes to love and finding love, men are addicted to the conquest and having multiple partners and you know, being able to you know, chase the tail, as they say. But you know, and what this book really kind of, you know, highlighted for me about women is that women, you know, on the other side of that coin are, you know, can be addicted to the quest. Whereas men are addicted to the conquest, women are addicted to the quest. And just like men's addiction to conquest and not wanting, and the fear of losing that, and so the fear of intimacy and the fear of, you know, what prevents men from settling down and finding the one, you know, when women are on this quest, often for, you know, since they're, you know, 14, 15, 16, and that's all they know is like this, you know, wonderful quest for, you know, their one true love. So, so you know, talk a little bit more about that and how the quest is maybe like, you know, a pitfall, as you know, as wonderful and as heroic a journey as it is.
Yes, and this is really what Catherine discovers, and I think what you're describing is it's the other side of the coin, right? We have the masculine version of this, and then we've got the feminine version, which is really addicted to questing for the perfect one. And I work with women all the time on this, and I watch them sabotage, and you know, I see it play out. And we really, truly, our culture tends to, you know, we have it in our mind, we want something, and we get a little bit crazed to make it happen. And so I really feel like Catherine's addiction that's illustrated there to the quest, and she has that big epiphany of like, oh my God, this isn't really about finding the one, this is about questing, really mirrors, and you brought this out so beautifully, Lee, because I didn't totally connect to that piece, that the men are also on a quest, it's the conquest. And so we really are both questing, it's just other sides of the coin. And so when we bring our conscious awareness to that, it can be extremely healing. And that's inevitably, you know, what I'm hoping folks will take from that is raising their awareness and consciousness of what is this really about for me? Because it is trying to feed something within. I mean, and you see it in Catherine, like she's trying to fill something within her and she thinks it's about the guy. But of course, it's never just about the guy.
Yeah.